Commerce Clause, 17th Amendment, 16th Amendment, income tax, Federal Reserve. You do a few things like that, but now we have something that once this thing goes in, you're never going to get it out. There's no way to reverse this machinery soon unless Mitt Romney wins. And then Mitt Romney decides to actually dismantle it. Will he? Well, he will if we rise together. We will if we are one. He will if we are united. But let me take a step back here, because the best case to do this for your friends is to point out the lies and the series of lies. Where do we stand after the Supreme Court hearing? There's been a battle going on for the hearts and minds of this country. Who has the credibility to win? This is really the argument that we have to make, and we have to make it coolly and calmly. Who has the credibility? We're constantly accused of lying, of hating, of using unlimited monetary resources to reshape our every discussion. Well, let's just make a quick recounting here of what has transpired over the last 3.5 years. See who has credibility. And again, not our arguments, but with audio. They said that they would close Gitmo within a year. We said there was no way they would close down Gitmo. You can't do it. They said they would. Obama, February 21st, 2009. Obama, cut 136. Guantanamo will be closed no later than February 21st, 2009.
Guantanamo will be closed no later than 1 year from now.
Okay, is it 1 year yet? It's 4 years. It's still open. Who told the truth? Who lied? They said there would be no lobbyist in the White House. We said that would be great, but it won't happen.
Tell the lobbyists in Washington that their days of setting the agenda are over. They have not funded my campaign. They will not work in my White House.
Obama appointed 17 lobbyists to high positions in his administration in the first 14 days. That's more than one lobbyist per day. Who told the truth and who lied? They said the stimulus spending would produce jobs. We said it would not.
I think we can get a lot of work done fast. When I met with the governors, all of them have projects that are shovel-ready.
He met with the governors, and all of them have projects that were shovel-ready. We said that was impossible. What happened?
Shovel-ready was not as shovel-ready as we expected.
Sure sounds funny. What a surprise. This is not about Barack Obama and bashing him. This is about presenting facts to the American people. They continually question our credibility. And they can do it because the media does not do what we're doing right now. So all we have to do is remind them of their own words so people can compare their deeds to their words and then decide who told the truth and who lied. They said they would cut the deficit in half by the end of the first term. We told you with the agenda that they had, it would be absolutely impossible to do.
We have already identified $2 trillion in deficit reductions that will help us cut our deficit in half by the end of my first term.
Has the deficit been cut in half? Has it been cut in a quarter? Has it been cut in 1/10, 1/1000th? Has it been cut? The answer is no. The deficit has grown every year. It now averages 3 times Bush's average deficit. 3 times the deficit that the president himself said was un-American. So who told the truth? Who was name-calling? And who was lying? Now we have the health care ruling yesterday from the Supreme Court. The administration told you that there would be no tax increase on anyone making less than $250,000.
So let me be absolutely clear. If you are a family making less than $250,000 a year, you will not see your taxes go up.
Got it? Pretty clear. We said, among so many other problems with the health care bill, that this was a massive tax increase, possibly the largest in U.S. history. They were absolutely adamant that this was not a tax increase. They said it was ridiculous to even suggest that this was a tax increase of any kind.
Take a responsibility to get health insurance is absolutely not a tax increase. What it's saying is that we're not going to have other people carrying your burdens for you.
It may be fair, it may be good public policy.
No, but George, you can't just make up that language and decide that that's called a tax increase. If I say that right now your premiums are going to be going up by 5 or 8 or 10% next year, and you say, well, that's not a tax increase. But on the other hand, if I say that I don't want to have to pay for you not carrying coverage even after I give you tax credits that make it affordable, then...
I don't think I'm making it up. Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Tax, a charge usually of money imposed by authority on persons or property for public purposes.
George, the fact that you looked up Merriam's dictionary, that the definition of tax increase indicates to me that you're stretching a little bit right now.
Okay, I mean, I've never heard that the dictionary is ridiculous to pull out, but maybe he gets pissy with a friend. He gets pissy with Stephanopoulos, a guy who is never against the president. Somebody with whom he counsels. He was so irritated with George Stephanopoulos that he actually had the audacity to call it a tax. He calls him out. Then, when they feared the mandate would be deemed unconstitutional, they ran to the Supreme Court screaming that it was a tax increase. Well, now the Supreme Court has declared, and I don't know if they use the dictionary or not, it is a tax increase. But allow us now to be absolutely clear. Who told the truth and who lied? No name calling, just the facts. The Supreme Court has decided who told the truth and who lied. It is the most massive tax increase in U.S. history. The IRS is now the most powerful arm of the federal government. Almost nothing they said about this bill, as they were jamming it in our throats and down our throats, almost none of it was true. If you like your plan, they said, you can keep it. If you like your doctor, you can keep him.
Under our proposal, if you like your doctor, you keep your doctor. If you like your current insurance, you keep that insurance. Period.
Actually, that's a lie. Period. Now provable. What we said, we were smeared for, we were called liars, we were called names, but it is provable now. Thousands of doctors have already dropped Medicare patients due to the reduced reimbursements. They just can't do business under this plan. Thousands of companies have now dropped their insurance because they can no longer afford it. He also said it would drive down the deficit.
The same folks who controlled the White House and Congress for the past 8 years as we ran up record deficits will argue, believe it or not, that health reform will lead to record deficits. That's simply not true. Our proposals cut hundreds of billions of dollars in unnecessary spending and unwarranted giveaways to insurance companies in Medicare and Medicaid.
Because they lied with the math, we now have record deficits. Who told the truth and who lied? Mathematics and the dictionary do not lie. All of this is unbelievably frustrating, especially when a supposed conservative Supreme Court Chief Justice Roberts would betray us. You know who got this one right? Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter, a few years ago, says this man has no record. This is not going to work out well. She was right. And it was yet another Bush appointment. Just a different Bush. What do you say we say no more Bushes? I know people are angry. Obviously, I was too, but here's the good news. And it is really good news. I strongly believe this will be a turning point in American history.
This was the moment when the rise of the oceans began to slow and our planet began to heal.
Okay, this is probably not going to, make the tide change, but it is going to cause a tidal wave of passion and commitment that will sweep Barack Obama out of office and back into the sea of iniquity where he belongs. This is where you commit. This is where you activate. This is where you make sure your friends are registered to vote. You check with your family and your friends. Churches are the worst. 30% of our churches, conservative Christian churches, 30% are not even registered. Don't let your loved ones dwell on the negatives of this ruling. Help them get excited about the possibilities of firing up a sleeping giant. Remember, conservatives outnumber progressives more than 2-1. If we're involved, if we're informed, if we have the facts, no politics, just the truth, we win. This is where we show we're not a summer soldier, but a sunshine patriot. We're now metaphorically sitting in the frigid cold of Valley Forge. No shoes, a tattered coat, low on food. Morale has been shot to hell. But again, the good news, and just metaphorically speaking for anyone in the Secret Service, we're about to cross the Delaware. We're about to take the Hessians. Everyone says it can't be done. We're a group of farmers that have no experience. We're about to take the Hessians. We really live in relative ease and luxury with ample food and clothing, amazing convenience, incredible technology. All we have to do now is get in the boat and cross the Delaware. Remember, this country was won by farmers with no experience. We're about to do it again.